Hi guys, how are you all in this morning? Good morning. In this verse of Ashtavakra Gita, Ashtavakra says, the sannyasi or the self realized soul is the same whether he or she is in a secluded place or in the crowd. Nothing affects him or her because he or she is in a trance. Now we will go a little deep into this verse. A self realized soul, a person who does not identify with his or her mind body complex but with his or her self. Such a person is called alone in a crowd. Alone in a crowd means a person who is moving around in a crowd, who is acting like a common person, but actually he or she is not doing the activities like any living entity who is identifying with his or her mind body soul, mind body complex. A person who has identified with the self remains within. He or she meditates into the universe within through his or her third eye in between the eyebrows. This person is self contented and is always residing in the universe within. This person has no intentions or inclination to move around with the rest of the world. He or she thinks that he or she is alone in a forest of multitude. He or she acts as if not acting, behaves as if he is not behaving. He is intelligent, but he or she is considered a fool. He or she is dreaming though not asleep. He or she is in a trance even though he or she is not lying down. Sleeping, walking, talking, eating, thinking, reacting, interacting with the public, the wise man, the self realized soul, is always within himself or herself. And hence, as Ashtavakra says, he or she is not bothered whether he or she is in a secluded place or whether he or she is in a crowded place. Swami Pranabananda used to meditate in his cave in his house 25 out of 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Yet he had the capacity to detach himself and become a saint of two bodies, with one body meditating in the cave and the other roaming around on the streets of Banaras. Similarly, the levitating saint Nagendranath Bhaturi did not know that his body has become so light that it can levitate on the above the floor and into the air. He or she was busy meditating. Ram Gopal Mazumdar, the sleepless saint, spent decades in a cave in some mountain in Bengal or Himalayas. He was meditating there for at least 50 years, yet he was well versed with what was going on in this world, in this terra firma. He used to sit in the crowd of disciples who were who were attending lectures from Lahiri Mahasaya. In fact, there was one instance where this man had the opportunity to see Maha Avatar Babaji and his sister, the Mata, from under the ground. He had come to terra firma, though he was meditating in the caves all the time. Such is the case with a person who is alone and within. He or she does not care. Many creative persons, scientists, and people who are focused on some subject behave like renunciants. Bjorn Borg is supposed to have had a monastical, monk like approach towards his practice on cleanliness. He was so focused that he was not aware of what was going on in the world. Similarly, Indian cricketer Sunil Gavaskar could not be distracted by anybody. He had his focus on his game alone. Otherwise, he was normal, but when he was playing, he was behaving like this. This is the case with every monk. Whether a person is concentrating on the absolute or concentrating on something which looks material but which, according to this person, is uh, uh, an assignment, then such a person does not care whether he or she is in the crowd or secluded. Famous cricket player Pele was a child prodigy. People who used to walk in the footpaths of Brazil, Rio de Janeiro, saw this small child suddenly jump up and down and dance like a madcap. They were amused, but only later they found that actually this boy was so much deep into thoughts of football that he practiced scissor kick in the footpath without knowing that he was not on the field but in the footpath. There have been umpteen cases like this. Bhima was very focused towards food. So focused was he that even in pitch darkness he could see where what dish was kept on his plate and where his own mouth was, so that he could take a morsel and put it inside his mouth. Arjuna learned from Bhima how important it is to focus, and that is how he became a world-renowned archer. Even his own teacher, Acharya Drona, acknowledged his focus. Such is the focus of a renunciant, a sannyasi, a saint, a self-realized soul, or a person who has attained Brahman. He or she does not live to enjoy sense gratification, but to work for God and complete an assignment that God has given him or her. These people are not bothered about where they are. Their complete mind is inside, where they are meditating and focusing on their own work. They don't care what others think of them. Even Swami Yogananda Paramhans has gone on record saying that so dreamy and trance-like was he that people thought that he was a mad monk. Such is the case with all those who are meditating within, who are in a trance all the time, who are dreaming within. Kindly let me know what you think of my talk on this subject. If you feel that I am talking sense, please subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon so that I can keep reminding you of my other videos. Till we meet in my next video, it is good morning from TSV Raghavan.